Hello, everybody. You're tuned into HCAM Sports Talk. Tom Nappy here with Hopkinton Hillers girls varsity basketball head coach Mike Greco. Coach Greco, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. So you have a pretty talented, experienced team this year. Six seniors that we've watched play quite a few years. They seem to have a very good repertoire together, a good relationship on the court since they've been playing together so long. Can you talk about this year's team?
Sure. Yeah, as you mentioned, we're very senior laden. With six of them there. Four of them I've had since they were freshmen, and then the other two, joined the varsity their sophomore years. And we've really been able to sort of see them grow. Some of them, stepped right in, to prominent roles as freshmen and, kind of really had to grow up, on the court in front of everybody. While others, were sort of able to, work on their games behind the scenes a little bit before stepping into bigger roles either last year or this year. And, it's funny, for some of them, they're playing like, their 60th and 70th varsity game. It feels like they've been here forever. Sometimes you watch some of those college games, or at least you used to, and see the same guy there forever. And it's like, I can't believe he's still in school there. But that's kind of what it feels like with this group is that, they've been together for 3 and 4 years now. Obviously we know them well. We're enjoyed having them for the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely. It must help, especially with all the difficulties with the COVID situation, having an experienced group that kind of just knows the routine.
Absolutely. Last year, especially, which was such a different animal, with no locker rooms, no pregame, playing the abbreviated schedule. We got a late start. We were lucky last year that we returned all 11. And so the team chemistry and stuff was there from the start from the year before. And then this year, returning those 6, even though it's been a little bit more of a regular schedule, we still had the lengthy absence, beginning of the season when we had to have 5 games rescheduled. And so having that experienced group was huge for us in terms of being able to get stuff in practice and, get ready to play games on short notice.
And this team right now, they're right on the cusp of the playoffs. They're still technically in with the new state system, I believe, since it's the top 32, if I'm correct.
That's right. Yeah. So right now we're ranked 30th. Despite the fact that we're below 500, if you look at the power rankings on the MIAA site, we actually have the second strongest opponent schedule or strength of schedule in all of Division I. So that's definitely helping us out right now. So right now, I think we're ranked 30th. And so you're right. The playoffs started tomorrow. We'd be in. So we're hoping to stay there.
A big game coming up against Medfield this Friday. Can you talk about this Medfield team? They beat you in the first meeting.
They did. Yeah, they got us at our place. They are always a tough program to play. Playing in their gym tomorrow night on senior night is going to be a tall task. I'm sure they're going to have a big crowd there. They got the boys and girls playing back-to-back senior night for both programs. They're an exceptionally well-coached team. They run a killer 1-2-2 3-quarter court press, and it just seems like they are just always in the right position at the right time. They do a tremendous job getting up in passing lanes, and they've got a very balanced, also, with a lot of upperclassmen, but a very, very balanced scoring attack as well on the offensive end.
Absolutely. It should be a couple great battles on Friday, as you'll have the girls boys doubleheader. I wish it was at Hopkinton so we could broadcast it, but that's okay.
Same. I'm looking forward to seeing the boys play. It'll be one of the first times I've had a chance to watch them this year.
You'll be impressed. Coach Keene has a good squad over there.
Yeah, I talk to him often, and we're always sharing stories and telling each other how the games went and stuff like that. So I've been keeping close tabs, but I'm excited to be able to see them in person.
Absolutely. Kiki Fossbender has been tremendous this season. In many games where the team struggled to get points, Kiki Fossbender was able to pick the team up, put it on her back, and grab a victory such as the win against Ashland, where she dropped 29 points. Can you talk about her performance this season? It seems she's really come a long way.
Yeah, she has always had a knack for scoring the ball. And it's something that, the last 2 seasons, particularly since she's become an upperclassman, has gained more confidence in herself, to be able to fight through, some of the tougher games and, when things aren't quite going our way or something like that. But she's kind of shown a lot of, maturity and being able to, have that scorer's mentality that even when things aren't falling early or the calls aren't going our way early, she's able to, to keep fighting. And when she gets it going, she can fill it up in a hurry. And so we've seen that, several times over the last several years where, she might only have a handful of points heading into the third quarter or something. And all of a sudden, she'll score 12 straight or something like that. So when she gets hot, we run a lot of different sets for her to get her shots, because she's certainly our best scorer.
Absolutely. And she gave us some breaking news the other day. She's going to be
I
playing
heard.
at Trinity.
That's great. Yeah, I heard.
You know anything about the Trinity program?
I'm sure I'll know more in the coming weeks. I believe they play in the same league as Colby, which means that she and Lauren Cho will be facing off against each other for the next 4 years. So that'll be interesting. But I'll definitely have to get to some games.
Maybe we'll have to have a HCAM college broadcast.
Sounds great.
Talk to the NCAA about that one. But you also have 5 other great seniors that have contributed a lot to this program, and Lauren Cho, Carly Hedstrom, Lexi Trendle, Jessie Iannelli. Could you just talk a little bit about each of them?
Absolutely. Lauren has been, our starting point guard for 4 years. I think she started every game. She is absolutely tremendous with the basketball in her hands, particularly in the open court. Like that is truly where she excels. She really is a one person press break, and she orchestrates all our transition offense because she's so fast with the ball in her hands. She's one of those kids that, as a freshman, kind of stepped into a big role, probably before she was really ready for it, but handled it with such poise and grace, and has truly excelled over the last 4 years. Brooke Doherty has, been our best defensive player for the last, I think 3 years. She's won our defensive player of the year. She has really started to find her rhythm on offense lately this year as well, probably averaging 8 or 9, maybe 10 points a game over our last 6 or 7. And she's been, with Lexi out, she's been forced to play inside, out of position a little bit. And she's been tremendous for us, playing tough inside and, staying out of foul trouble and contributing on both ends of the court. Carly, unfortunately has had the 2 shoulder injuries this year. And so we couldn't, really get her going for a long stretch. But when we had her on the court, she's a very good shooter, gives us a lot of toughness and physicality, and since her injury, she's been a tremendous leader on the bench and helping those kids out, giving a lot of energy. Lexi is everything you'd want in a player. She has every intangible you could ever name. She hustles. She knows offensively and defensively where we're supposed to be. She gives a ton of energy. She's tremendous in coaching up the underclassmen. I think, like Lauren, she's started almost every game for us since her freshman year. She's another one of those kids that, kind of had to go trial by fire as a freshman, stepping in, to a prominent role, but it likewise has truly, embraced it. Prior to her injury, I think she was our leader in minutes played over the last 4 seasons. So we're hoping that we're going to get her back, sometime this weekend. But I know she's working very hard to get back from her ankle injury right now. And then Jessie Iannelli is very much like Lex, is just every intangible you'd want. She is in many cases, the glue that, kind of holds the team together in a lot of ways. She knows everything we want to do on the court on offense and defense from every position. Like Brooke, she's probably playing out of position right now, playing down low a little bit. We're pretty much starting 5 guards at the moment. And, she is just a tremendous worker. She's got, you know, a good head for the game. You know, she's always got the right body language, you know, even when things, whether they're going our way or not going our way. She plays so hard every possession. You know, I can't say enough good things about her.
Absolutely.
I think I got all 6 of them there.
You did.
All right.
That was impressive. And with this group, a lot of talent on the roster, not a lot of height, but it seems that the experience makes up for it.
Yeah, well, we are certainly undersized, and even when we were at full strength, that was something we talked a lot about. You know, there's a lot of teams out there that are going to be bigger than us, and so we, you know, have struggled at times to hold our own in the glass. But you know, it's not for lack of effort. You know, we try to, what we lack in size, we try to make up with, you know, pressure defense and pressing, and you know, getting out in transition and moving the basketball. I mean, the kids have embraced it. You know, they run the floor hard, and you know, with Lauren pushing the ball, we, you know, when we're going well, we find a lot of baskets in transition that way.
And I've noticed a lot with your teams, similar to Coach Keene's teams, they're always hustling out there. They're always getting to the ball.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, obviously I learned a lot from him being on his staff for 10 years. And so we have a lot of similarities in the way our teams like to play.
Absolutely. And he let us know a couple of weeks ago that the basketball summer camp's going to be coming back this year.
Yes, it is. We're very excited to have that back. You know, I know we had the year off because of, you know, the pandemic, but the girls camp this year is going to be, we have 2 weeks. We have the first week is going to be June 27th through July 1st. And our second week is going to be July 18th to 22nd. And we have a tremendous staff coming back to work. A lot of the current and former varsity players, as well as our entire coaching staff, a lot of the boys staff. So we're excited. We can't wait to get back in the gym with it.
Absolutely. Now, how does it work? Are the girls and the boys practicing at the same time, or is it different hours?
No, we alternate weeks. So the girls will start the week of June 27th, and then both of us we take the week of the 4th off, and then the boys will go, I think it's the 11th through the 15th, and then girls will be the week after, and then the boys will wrap up with the last week of July.
And could you drop any names of any former Hillers or the girls from this year's team that are going to be helping out?
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, probably the most prominent one is Michaela Pucci, who's our JV coach. We're thrilled to have her back on staff now, and you know, she'll be there with us. Marissa Prawl, who was graduated in 2018, is wrapping up her senior year at Regis. She'll be back working with us. Kate Welzel, who was class of 2016, I believe, is just finishing up her master's, and she's going to be with us for a couple of weeks. And then some of our more recent graduates, I was just in contact this week with Lulu Murphy and Caroline Connell, who graduated last year, along with Maggie Hedstrom and Millie Sensini. We're hoping to work. So we got, you know, some things to hammer out and figure out exactly how much staff we can hire. But you know, there's definitely some names from the past. And then, you know, some of our current players that have helped out in the past have been Lexi Trendle, Jessie Ionelli, Kiki Fossbender, and Lauren Cho, Carly Hedstrom. And I think the whole senior class has been there at some point, helping out. So I'm not exactly sure who's working what weeks yet, but you know, we're figuring that out.
That's terrific. That's a all-star roster right there, I would say.
Yeah, it's a great staff. It's a great staff to work with.
And the camp continues to grow. I'd imagine signups will be starting soon. You don't have an exact date on that yet, do you?
They can sign up for the second week. The first week, the registration, I believe, is going to open on March 1st. They're just holding off because if there's a certain number of snow days, then we may have to adjust some of the hours. But you know, based on the weather today and tomorrow, hopefully we're in the clear with snow days, and so that should open up on March 1st, I believe. And anybody who wants to register can do so through the Hopkinton Parks and Rec website.
That's excellent. Well, Coach, we hope that you get a big win on Friday, and we certainly hope that we'll be covering some playoff games this season. Congratulations on a great season and all the great work you've done with the girls varsity basketball program.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having us.